So you mentioned, Chicago is a majority of this state, and our listeners, most of them are investors in Chicago. And you mentioned Boeing. What type of influence do you have to have on a national level, or what do you feel your challenge might be to be able to bring companies like Boeing back in here or retain the ones that are here in order to really keep Chicago growing?
We didn't have to lose Boeing. We didn't. But, when we have an environment where crime is out of control, where kids are getting killed in Millennium Park, one of the most popular tourist attractions in the world, a kid got shot right in front of the bean, the same bean that I've looked at, and I'm sure you guys have looked at and seen your reflection in it many times. A week before that, young man's walking down the street with his cell phone in his hand, and he gets mugged, and he won't give his cell phone in the code, and he gets shot 3 times, once in the face. Week before that, ladies on the north side, 71-year-old lady taking a early night stroll with another lady with a baby carriage, gets mowed down in a drive-by shooting. When you have crime like that, and then you have taxes that are astronomical, and then you have so much corruption that prevents the state from moving forward. Any business, especially a business like Boeing, that says, look, we can do better somewhere else. I mean, we don't have the weather that other states have, that the Californias and the Texas and the Floridas. People stay in the Midwest because they like what we have to offer. They like Chicago, they like Illinois. But if we don't provide an environment that makes them feel safe and makes them feel like they can grow, they're going to leave. They're going to say, we can do better somewhere else. So to answer your question, what do? We create the environment that's conducive for growth. And we don't have that right now. And again, that's leadership. You got to create excitement. You got to create energy. You got to put pride back, and you got to make people want to feel like they want to be part of it. Just like we did in the city of Aurora. Before I became mayor, let me just tell you, we've done more economic development in the first 4 years of my term as mayor than other mayors have done collectively in 40 years. I'll just say that. We filled all the old buildings that were empty the day I took office. They're either under construction or completed, with restaurants, market rate apartments, workforce housing. We've got 45 square miles in the city of Aurora. And we break it up into quadrants. Every single quadrant has economic development going on. And how does that happen? Because you create excitement. It's like a domino. You push that first domino down, and all of them come around after. If you create the excitement and you show it, and you bring a development like Bloomhaven, this 300,000 square feet albatross, which now is 300,000 square feet of success, other businesses are going to see that, and they're going to be like, I want to go to Aurora. What's going on there? We can do that same thing for Illinois. They say, I see what's going on in Chicago. I want to be a part of it. I see what's going on in Peoria or Rockford. I want to be a part of it. I see what's going on in East St. Louis. I want to be a part of it. We got to create that energy. We got to create that. It doesn't just happen. Mayors in the past and governors that just sit around waiting for something to happen. You can't do that. You got to go out and you got to grab the bull by the horns. You got to drag them to where you need them to get things done, period.